how to be truly abundant in life, how to create this abundance everyone is talking about. There are many ways. I'm just sharing my own perspective on it. But basically, what I think abundance is to know that you can have whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, and that you just gotta trust in what is happening right now, the universe, and trust that it is somehow going to happen and that everything is going to fall in place exactly how it should, and that you don't have to worry basically about anything, and that you can be truly happy, fulfilled, relaxed, and just like joyful right now and all the time, all the future present moments as well. So, how can you feel more abundant? Because the our experience, our life is like a dream. It's just a reflection of who we are. And so if you want to change a reflection, you got to change how you feel. And how do you change how you feel? There's just so many ways. But for me, true abundance is to start to discover or to look for who you really are. Start listening to your inner voice. Start to listen to what you actually want. Start dropping all the shit that you're doing just because you think it's gonna bring results. And keep the shit that you're doing because you do it just because you want to pay your rent, but also just like you can keep it and be honest that right now you still need that. But I'm sure there's so many other things that you're doing that you don't like doing, and you only do it because you think it's somehow gonna bring results along the way. And true abundance is to drop that shit because you don't need it. What you want is to be happy right now, and things are going to fall into place anyways, because things are a reflection of your vibration. Therefore, if you're doing something because you think you have to, you don't feel good doing it, then maybe somehow like you're gonna get to your goal, but it's gonna be so just like not fun and so fucking long and boring. And if you drop it and you just focus on how you feel and believe and have like the belief system that this is all just going to follow your own emotions, then it's gonna be fine. And so what you can do is start to learn, I don't even know how to say this, who you are. Who are you really as a person? What do you want? Why, what did you come here to do? What excites you? What makes you feel so alive? I know that for me, I'm just like starting to scratch the surface of what actually interests me. And I'm 24, almost 25. And it's like, what have I been fucking doing for 24 years? Well, I just like peeled off all the layers of negative shit that like society put on my back, and I said yes to everything. It was my responsibility, and maybe a soul contract or something like this. Who knows? And now that the biggest layers are just away, I have the space, the trust, just the belief to know that one of the most important thing I can do is to sit with myself in silence sometimes, really do nothing, and listen to my desires. What do I want? Why? You know? I want to burp, I just burp. And I don't give a shit what you think about it. This is a big part. Knowing that you are going to create the life that you want, and stop giving power to external tools. Tools are only going to help you if you feel good applying them, and using them. And that's a lesson I learned the hard way just this year, because for months I've been just like pounding certain tools, certain things that I did in my life, and they didn't feel right in the moment. But I was like, I need this to get out of scarcity, to like get out of the situation that I fucking hate. And guess what? Like nothing changes because everything depends on you, on how you feel and what you believe. And if you don't change that, you can just like run around and move stuff and do things and nothing fucking changes. And it's completely like logical. Why would life reward people who are just in despair and do things out of despair and don't trust life and don't trust the universe, rather than people who just trust that it's gonna be okay and we're just gonna have fun? Like, remember, there's only the present moment. Everything else is an illusion. Everything else is just a thought in the present moment. So everything is right now. Why the hell would life reward you if you're selling the only thing that exists, the only thing that's important, which is right now, for a future result that is just in your fucking head? Why would life ever reward someone who does that? It wouldn't be just like a good system. It would be insane. And that's why it doesn't work that way. How it works is you follow your desires, you trust, you embody the best version of who you can be. And when you do that, what happens is you feel aligned and you feel good inside. And for the first time in your life, you stop waiting for external things to give you happiness. And you start a little bit forgetting what is out, like, you know, here, and that you want to change it. And you finally focus on what's actually fun, what's important, having fun, you know. And then like things start to change. And so I'm not just like speaking about this, I'm going through it. I'm not all the way where I want to be, but it's really starting to shift. I can feel it and I fucking love it. And so I just found ways to feel good during the whole day. And one thing I noticed, for example, which is really funny, it's like I often go in the city and take public transport to go in the city or go to my work, or like when I'm in public spaces, I've got so much more people who just come to me and ask me something. So they ask me for the way, or mostly it's just like they ask me for a certain kind of information. Or sometimes it's just like they tell me something, like they just say hi or whatever. And this kind of stuff didn't happen to me at like early 2018. It never happened to me. No one was ever talking to me while I was on the street or outside of my house. And so this is not something that I intended. I don't care whether people talk to me or not on the street. I find it way nicer, because I think that in a perfect society, we would be just like having fun in the street and dance around and like the elves in Lord of the Rings, you know, we would just have fun. So I think this is normal. But what I want to say is, once you shift how you feel most of the time, like the universe reacts to it, the reflection starts to change. And that's what happens with people. The objective way of explaining this, I want to make it too long of a video, is like they can feel it, they can feel your vibes. So if they've got the choice to ask this person or this one for the way, they're gonna ask the person that feels best. They're not gonna ask the guy that's pissed or the guy that just looks sad. They're gonna ask the person that seems the most normal, or that, you know, attracts you. Everyone is attracted by someone who's not needy and who's happy. Everyone has that. Like, women are attracted by that kind of men, men are attracted by that kind of women, you know, and I'm attracted by people who are like this. And so this is true abundance. True abundance is basically finding your own strategy in your life to feel good and to trust the universe, and also to get out of the illusion of just like space-time. I think this is important. This sounds super freaky for people, but there's no space, there's no time anyways, because you've never experienced anything outside of your own consciousness since you can remember. And so what's actually happening is there's stuff in your consciousness, and there's no place. You are where you are, period. And this is another topic. I'm not gonna go into this. So what can I say more? True abundance is basically letting go of a lot of things and getting to know yourself and what you desire rather than adding a lot of beliefs, adding a lot of stuff. And what a really nice thing you can do. Listen to a music that makes you feel awesome, like some kind of epic music, like a music from Gladiator, that makes you feel like you're the person in the movie, and try to see with what part of you it connects you. And for me, I know it connects me to the part of me that's most like has the most dignity and worth. And then I'm like in this state. I listen to that music, and then I ask myself, everything I'm doing in my day, would that awesome version of me still do that? And everything where I think no, this is just a good sign that I should fucking drop it. So all the petty stuff, all the arguing, like small techniques to have more views or whatever, it's just like so meaningless. And you can try to do that exercise, and then you look at your day with that kind of vibe, and you're like, okay, drop this shit, this is fine. Oh, I could do this, smile more at people, be more of myself, be honest, be brave, and all of that stuff. That's true abundance. Thanks for listening.